YouTube and just see when that comes on. All right, now is it actually live now? Good. All right, I'm seeing a live now right now. Okay. Maybe we'll give people just a second to catch up. Meg?
Yeah, I still don't see it, so I can't send anybody a link.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can find a link. Here's, got it. I'm going to Skype you now, right? Actually, I'm going to message you now the link, okay, Megan?
Okay.
And you can send that out. All right, we're going to get there. All right, I think we'll just start the interview. People will catch up with the stream, I think.
Okay. Did you send that? Okay, got it.
Yeah, I think really this probably will happen again, that the stream gets disconnected. So that's better. Please, if you could just go to our YouTube page if that happens, and hopefully shortly we will get up another stream very quickly. But sometimes this scheduled stream drops out in the middle and we have to start a new one, so it might not be exactly the same link. Tanya.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Why don't we start? We really want to talk to you. We have some people have some sense of who you are in the tango community. We also want to get to know you outside of the tango community. Could you just tell us quickly, for those that don't know you, how long have you been dancing? What is your role in the tango community right now?
In the tango community, because I wear a lot of different hats. So in the tango community, I've been dancing since 2010. And ever since, I've been dancing since I was a little kid. So this kind of translated into tango for me. And as an adult, I picked it up in 2010. And then I've been an active member of tango community for the past 3 years. As you guys know, I've been teaching together with Dennis at Dennis Cante Tango Academy in Tarzana. I've been an active member, basically dancing, and we've been organizing milongas and festival that was supposed to be happening this July. So yeah, I have a lot of friends. I've been to few festivals, mainly locally, been dancing mostly locally.
Got it. So, and we did have a question about the Vita Festival already. Maybe you'd like to get into a little bit of that. Yeah. Well, what was the question exactly, Megan? Just what was going on with it and why?
Frank Long wanted to know just what's going on with Gavito Tango Festival.
So we have actually last week posted, after long deliberations and discussing it with all the artists and other organizers and everybody who's been involved and monitoring the situation that's going on today, we've decided that we are going to postpone it to next summer, because we feel that the whole point of having a festival is to enjoy it without having this block in your mind, whether it's safe, what's going to happen. Yep. So we are giving it a year. We'll come back bigger and better.
Got it. Okay. So
Great. Good for you.
Yeah, that couldn't have been an easy decision, but I know that quite a few people found themselves in that same boat. For those that don't know,
I mean, financially it was difficult decision too, but we got a lot of support from everybody, and we just decided that was best to postpone.
And for those out there that don't know, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about what's involved in planning such a huge festival like that. You guys had an incredible list of guests. That must almost be how far in advance do you start planning something like that?
Well, the idea of the Vita Festival was born in Dennis's mind, and it was his vision for a while. But in terms of working on it and starting to plan, we've been doing it for the last 2 years. As you can imagine, to make 5 couples to agree to one date, also an orchestra, a venue, putting all this together, it's a huge production with a lot of labor.
Yeah, I can only
a lot
imagine.
of conversations, a lot of logistics. Forget about making the websites and figuring out how to do the workshops. I mean, you guys know from your own school that it takes a lot of organizing.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we'll be excited next summer when you guys come back strong. I guess at least you've had one half of a trial run. Maybe for the next time, you'll know a little bit how to do it at least.
Exactly. Plus, we're keeping everything exactly the same. Everyone has been like super supportive and understanding. So as of right now, the lineup is the same, the venue is the same, everything is the same. Just July 2021.
Okay, great. So you were able to get everyone back. That's awesome. And so maybe you could tell us a little bit now just about kind of your profile outside of the tango community, your family situation, your work situation.
Yeah, I mean, so I have different hats. I have probably 5 of them. I'm a mom. I have a 10-year-old kid that's been cooped up with me now for the whole week.
Okay.
And I've heard somewhere on the internet that if the scientists won't find the solution for coronavirus, the parents will, because their kids will drive them nuts. I've been a bit of a tiger mom, so we actually keep the same schedule as it was school schedule, although I give her slack half an hour. So 9 o'clock school starts, 2:45 she finishes.
Wow.
And that gives me, with like lunch breaks and, a little break for a snack. So I've been keeping it pretty structured so we both stay sane.
So is she taking classes online then, or you handle the curriculum also?
So they've been sent the curriculum by having links to the assignments. Today, for the very first time, they had Zoom meeting with 25 kids on.
Wow.
And the teacher actually went with every kid. She went through with every kid to how they're doing, what they want to do. And of course, kids starting showing their turtle pets and telling them about, their cuts and bruises instead of talking about schoolwork. So it quite took a while. But it kept her busy, so I was able to get some work done.
I see.
And then she's doing her ballet classes on Zoom as well. So our living room turned into a gym for a while. So they have all the kiddies on the Zoom doing the assignments from the teachers. So, I mean, it seems that people are adjusting. We're a pretty adaptable species, I think.
Yep.
So.
And you seem to be in reasonably good spirits. And what has this been like for you professionally? Could you tell us just a little bit about what you do? And
Sure. I am a medical writer / scientist. I actually work with a company and institute that works with multiple myeloma patients. And those are unfortunately the highest risk patients in this situation, since they're all 65 years old and older and immunodeficient. So we basically closed every single branch of our company that does not involve patient care. And then our clinic is still open with very few staff members, very, very hardcore safety procedures. And sadly enough, those patients usually come in to get infusion for chemotherapy for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. And we were not able to have their loved ones next to them. So that's heartbreaking. But this is a necessary step to take to keep them safe and to have them, keep getting their therapies. Otherwise, this is an incurable disease, and the only way to manage it is to actually get it, constant treatment. So, but I've been working remotely. I can do a lot of work online, or we've been having a lot of Zoom meetings. Everything's been just online. Of course, we're working out the glitches as well. So that's inevitable.
I see. And what is it? what has it been like for you, just not after having been dancing so intensely, having tango so much of a part of your life? Just I would imagine that's gone down a lot. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very hard. I mean, teaching and dancing have been like a daily activity for us. And so we are keeping in touch with all of our students, trying to involve them in chats, making sure everyone's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on an online program where we're going to do the free classes to keep them moving and to keep them motivated. Mm-hmm. Dennis and I have been a little bit heartbroken about the whole idea. So actually, honestly, we haven't really been dancing for just as a milonga for two of us. We've been more working on the program for students.
Sure.
But I think our hearts are healing slowly, and we feel like there's hope in the situation. And we just have to get a grasp on what's going on, start community testing, and there are already treatments that are being worked on, and a lot of literature is coming out. So just have to remain optimistic. And we've been here before as a human race. Mm-hmm. We have to ride the wave, but ride it smart.
Mm-hmm. Have you been, as a scientist yourself, have you been doing an independent investigation of the coronavirus, or are you mostly reading Twitter and Google News like the rest of us?
Yeah, no, I've been a little bit of more of a bias. I go dig for original articles. We see a lot of right now publications or a lot of summaries of the stories, and they say, okay, this study have shown blah, blah, blah. But really, unless you go into the study and what the study has published, you don't get an idea of what exactly been done. So I'm not an MD, so I'm not giving any medical advices or anything, but I have been pretty good about posting and trying to educate about what's happening and giving people links to the original sources. So I just put the information there. I don't impose my opinions on anything, but I just provide links and education, because I believe the more we know, the better we can actually make our own judgments.
Mm-hmm. Is there one thing that you wished more people would understand or listen to that you'd like to?
Yes. By no mean I mean panic, crisis. I mean, come on, we know that 30 toilet papers. I actually, in my free spare time, figured out that if you are family of 4, quarantined for 182, quarantined for 14 days, you have to actually go to the bathroom 182 times a day to use 30 rolls of paper. So we don't want to do that, right? But I wish people took more seriously the fact that it is highly contagious disease. And the only reason is because people who don't have any symptoms can still spread it around. And while adults like us, younger and healthy, are okay, we have among us our grandparents, our parents. What about kids with leukemia who are immunocompromised? So they're all walking around us. And I think being a little bit more conscious about staying in and not cooping yourself up and becoming zombies. No, but being, using common sense, just try not to spread it around. Don't spit on people around you. Stay away. Clean your hands. I mean, come on. This is the first time in history I hear everybody talking about washing your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, have we not been washing our hands ever before?
That's a good question.
Is this the first time we're doing it? I hope we've been washing our hands, but it's just common sense. I just want people to be aware that this is not to create panic and this is not to make it worse. It's just to try to save as many people from going through this, hurdle.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
Simple as that.
We have a question from the chat.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Sachin Mehta would like to know if your daughter has any interest in tango.
My daughter has been taking our beginner classes, yes, and she's become quite skillful and very excited about it, but still a bit shy of dancing with, in pairs.
I see.
Since she's 10, it's that age. When she's 10, she's now probably starting to become hormonal teenager somewhere. Mm. So she's a little shy when it comes to dancing with boys.
I see.
I bet.
Well, that seems to last up into people. For some people that lasts up into the 30s, 40s, and 50s too. I guess.
Hey, I know.
Is there anything that
I
you?
hope the quarantine will be over before she becomes hormonal teenager, because if I have to be cooped up with her then in the four walls, I don't know if I can handle it.
Would you like to weigh in on our chat poll question today? The question was simply, what is more difficult, following or leading? Do you have a perspective on that?
Yes, I will be Australia in this. Sorry about that. I feel like my connection is sorry. I'll be not. I'll be neutral. I'll be. I said Australia because I've been reading about news in Australia, so I'll be Switzerland. I think both are equally hard because each part involves different aspects of it. I think that leading is hard because leading involves multitasking so many different things. Following involves completely being submissive and while being an active follower, also at the same time being able to listen to your leader. So I feel both are equally difficult. I don't feel one is much harder than the other.
Smooth.
Very
Very
diplomatic.
smooth and diplomatic response.
I will be Switzerland.
I was curious, is there anything...
I've had enough online fights for the week.
Okay,
so
good. Well, we won't provoke any of those.
Oh, really? I kind of want to ask about him.
Yeah.
Okay, not after the
That's for the next week.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll check back on the online fights next time you come on the stream.
Please do.
I'm curious, is there anything about tango, now that you've been forced to have some distance from it, a week or two, there might not be an answer here, but is there anything about it that you just see differently now, or you appreciate more, or something you thought you'd miss that you didn't expect to miss, or anything you're seeing a different way about tango?
I actually, because the dancing, while you dance to the music, those of us who are not native Spanish speaking, we tend to listen to the lyrics and maybe get an idea or understand a few words here and there. But I've been actually focusing more on translating the songs for myself and trying to understand the meaning of the songs rather than just listening to the music and knowing the idea. Okay, this song is about general idea. Okay, it's always about love, pain, hurt, despair, I guess, right? So, but understanding every single word that they're saying and every sentence is a song, it's quite enjoyable for me. That's what I've been sort of working on or doing.
I see, and you've had more time to do that, or been more focused on that since you haven't been dancing as much.
Yeah, I was just curious because there was so many different songs that I was. I loved the melody and I loved the music, but I never got around to really feel the soul of a song without understanding every word or what the meaning of the song was, besides just a general idea by the title, right? So I'm connecting more to the music, I think.
Great, interesting. Very interesting. Is there anything that you would like to add?
What about you guys? Yeah, I want to ask you guys the same question. How about you?
Oh, well, no, we just asked the questions, really. Has there been anything that strikes
Come
me?
on, one of you gotta tell me.
It strikes me differently about it. Well, Megan, what do you think?
Hey.
Hey. I was surprised at how much everybody, myself included, really missed the social part of it. And usually when we ask people what you miss most about it, it's not... Yeah, it's usually just the people. And I think it kind of solidified what we always suspected, but maybe didn't know. That really the most important thing going on at tango events is that people were connecting and building relationships and being social. And I think for a lot of people, tango facilitates that. We might not even realize that that's really kind of the most important thing going on, but I've been able to see that more clearly, I think.
That's true. It becomes your own. It's part of the family. It's just a different type of family. That is true. I mean, we still keep in touch on a daily basis with students because we crave that.
Yep.
And friends. And we've learned how to use Zoom with more than 3 people, so you can actually chat at the same time. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there are any. I'm sure there'll be lingering effects on society from this period. I wonder if there will be lingering effects on Tango also. Be interesting to see.
That's true. Megan?
I would say that the biggest. I don't mean to be a boner killer or anything. This has been the longest break from Tango I've had in a long time, and I've actually been enjoying it. I've started doing other things. It's possible that when Tango starts back up again, I might do it a little less. I've been enjoying being a little bit more balanced. I thought about nothing else 5 or 6 nights a week.
That's true. That's a good point too.
I'm also realizing like how much of an impact it has on my body. Like my physical body has started changing after like 3 or 4 days off. I just started gaining weight, mostly much more rapidly than I'm used to. And I also there's some people from Oxygen that I see 4 or 5 times a week. Some weeks every single day. It's just something that it's something I knew at the time. It was just not something I felt, I guess. And now I just really feel that absence. But yeah, the break's been nice.
No, I think for a lot of people, this is a source of different outlets. Some of them physical, some of them mental, some of them just, it's part of the music part of it. I think we all connect to Tango in so many different levels.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, and maybe the thing that you get out of Tango could change also over the course of your Tango career, also.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I have a lot more energy to drill on my own now too, and like work on my own. Most of the time, if I'm not at Oxygen, like I need a break from Tango, and so not being at a class and a practica every night. Yeah, it's been cool. I've been getting back into my drills and like doing video analysis of myself and just trying to fix some technique things. And yeah, it's been nice to have a lot of energy to put into that.
That's true, because when we keep on going nonstop, there is no time to stop and take a deep breath and think about, okay, can I analyze myself? What do I need to do? Yeah. True.
And I was able to take
cool.
Elizaveta's class, which I had never been able to before because it was right before our programming, and I was usually sleeping in on Saturday and getting some rest. And so, yeah, it's been cool. I'm going to check out some different live streams, and I've been enjoying it so far. Already missing it, though, for sure.
Well, it was so nice to have you on. We would love to check back in.
Thank you, guys.